Hey everyone, thank you for stopping by. It just dawned on me, I've had this channel up and running for a couple of weeks and I never even made an introduction video introducing myself to everybody. My name is Kelly. I live outside of Houston with my husband. We've been together about 13 years. I have a couple of beautiful grown daughters who still live at home. One of my daughters went off to college and during the pandemic came back and is kind of taking a break from school, trying to figure out what she wants to do. She went to school, she started out to go uh, study to be in the FBI, and then that turned into she wanted to be a teacher, and now she wants to work in the fashion industry. So she's been in a lot of magazines. She's a very talented, beautiful girl, and I wish her well in whatever endeavor she takes and whatever path she crosses. But there's no hurry to have my children move out of the home. I know that society says, oh, when you turn 18, you got to get out of the house, but that's not how we roll in this house. So she does some freelance articles for these magazines, and she's just trying to figure out what she wants to do. Not to mention this time where we are in life, it's just probably not the best time for a young person with college debt to get out on their own and try to get by. So she's back at home, and then my younger daughter, she's 19 and she's graduated high school. She has aspirations to go into the cosmetology program, but she too lives at home. I told her no rush. You know, we saw how my older daughter kind of changed career paths a couple of times and told her, you know, there's no rush, take the time you need. I'm not going to rush you off to school. And so she's also living at home, I think I mentioned, and I'm going to go into the cosmetology program within the next year. So I've got my two adult children at home and live with my husband. We've been together 13 years. We have, how many cats do we have? I think we have 4 cats, 4 dogs. So it's definitely chaos, to say the least, when I'm trying to film a video. Um, Now, if you're looking for a real high tech channel, I'm probably not going to be that one, because I like to be doing things and living life more than I like to be filming. So, and devoting a lot of time to editing. So, a lot of what you're going to see on my channel is just raw footage. You'll see my mistakes and my flops, and just going to put it all out there and be accountable. And hopefully, as time goes on, I'll get a little bit more polished. But um, as far as the direction of my channel, I trying to find what category this would fall in. My husband kind of does the homesteading in our house. He does the canning and the gardening and things like that, and I kind of take care of the inside. I'm kind of the nester, decluttering, organizing, keeping our pantry stocked, meal planning, things like that. So um, then we also are weekend warriors. We like to get out in our RV on the weekends when time allows, and we like to go hiking. So I was trying to figure out what should I do for a channel. Should I devote it to camping or hiking or homesteading? So you'll probably see a little bit of everything on my channel. A little bit about me. I run a concierge service in my area. I've been doing that for about 11 or 12 years. And my study in college was sign language interpreting, and I did that for a while, and I really enjoyed it. I had my weekends free, as well as my summers free, because I worked for the school district. So I started trying to figure out, how can I supplement a little bit of income. So I started asking the neighbors in my area if they had any needs, if they needed me to pet sit or watch their children or take them to the airport or things like that. So I started doing that for a while, and then over time it grew. I just used my different skills from my different fields of study and things that I've done in the past, such as home health care and things of that nature, and I just combined it. So As of now, I shuttle people's kids to and from school. I take senior citizens who don't drive anymore to their doctor's appointments. What else do I do? I pet sit. I take people's pets to the groomer, to the vet. Um, you name it, I do it. So when people recovering from having surgery, I do like housekeeping in their home, just a little bit of everything. So that's what I do, and I enjoy that very much. And in my free time, my favorite two organizations that I volunteer for, one of them is a hospice organization. As I mentioned in a previous video, I lost my dad this year, and unfortunately, I wasn't around when he actually passed away. He had some loving healthcare givers that were with him, but I wasn't there. I had just driven back home from visiting him, and then he passed away that night unexpectedly. So I made it my goal that I wanted to be there for people in hospice care, so they wouldn't have to be alone, and the family wouldn't have to carry the guilt of not being there and if they passed away. So I do volunteer for a hospice organization. I also, when I used to work for Mary Kay, I worked for her domestic violence organization, and so that's a passion close to my heart. And in our area, I help drive people, victims of domestic violence, to safety, getting them out of their dangerous situations at home. I get them, their kids, their pets, and drive them either to a local shelter, or we can even drive them across country to a loved one's home. So that takes up some of my time as well. But I wanted to do this channel because, with the circumstances being what they are in the world today, I found that it to be necessary to kind of get the word out there that we need to start prepping, not in a fear-mongering way. I'm not trying to push that, but we need to get prepared because we don't know what the future holds. So, that's kind of what triggered me to start this channel. And I know there's a lot of great channels out there, people who are way more polished, more organized than me, and have more time to devote to a channel. But I just thought I'd make a channel, maybe do some, once you have a full pantry and then all of a sudden you're stuck with all this shelf-stable food, going, okay, what do I do? So I'd like to show some shelf-stable recipes, what to do if you get word that a hurricane is coming and there's a chance you might lose power. Maybe start pulling things out of the freezer and canning them, and just different things like that. So you'll see a little bit of everything on my channel. And if you have any questions for me, obviously this is just a put it all out there, no script or anything, just telling you a little bit about myself, where I'm coming from, what the goals for this channel is. And if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. Drop them in the comments. I did want to mention, because I say over and over in all my videos how my children are vegetarians. My older daughter is a vegetarian by choice. She's been that way since she's about 5, and she's 22 now. So, but then my younger daughter has a health condition. It's a liver disorder where her liver does not break down protein properly. And what happens is it builds up and it turns into ammonia in her blood and poisons her if it's not managed properly. So we've had to walk a tightrope her whole life with making sure she gets enough protein to grow, not too much to get sick, gets enough calories. It's just a constant balancing act. But one of the things that will happen to her is it's kind of like having a seizure. If she gets too much protein, she starts getting lethargic. If somebody doesn't know her or her circumstances, it might come across as being demonically possessed or high on drugs. It's not pretty. So we're grasping with the reality that she could live on her own if she wanted to. I probably wouldn't be too comfortable living too far away from her, because when her ammonia starts rising, she's not even conscious enough, I don't think, to call 911. It will just start, you just become very disoriented, and So that's kind of where we are in that regard. I know that one of the channels I've mentioned before that I truly love is Lynn Wilson with the channel At Home with Lynn Wilson. I know that she deals with a couple of disabilities in her home. She's got an adult autistic son. She puts out a lot of great videos on what life is like with making those kind of adjustments. And she's got a video that's going to be coming out soon, from what I understand, and I'm very eager to see it because that's the circumstance that I'm in. I mean, my daughter, she definitely could live on her own, I'm sure, but I wouldn't want to be too far away from her because of her condition. And so that's just kind of where I'm at right now. If you have any questions for me, feel free to drop them below. And I hope that y'all have a great day, and thank you for sticking around. God bless.